Hey, it's Jonathan, Project Newman, and today we're out in Boynton Beach, right in front of the library and my favorite banyan tree. And today we're talking about when you've made all the external success that you've ever wanted, yet you still feel broken and empty. Your body is not giving you what you need. You're in pain. You have inflammation. You have arthritis. You have problems focusing. You have problems with your energy. You have chronic fatigue syndrome. And you're taking amphetamines, stimulants, coffee, energy drinks. You're relying on substances to get you through the day to day because you still have responsibilities. You still have to deal with your family. You still have to deal with the business. But you're dealing with these physical problems. You still have insomnia. You struggle with sleep because you're always in pain. You struggle to get through the day because of your chronic fatigue. And so you're relying on these deals with the devil to get you through the day to day, to boost your energy, because you don't have the proper routines in place. And today, I'm going to tell you how to get an opening so that you can start gaining positive momentum, so that you can actually start fixing your exercise, your nutrition, your sleep, your meditation. And it all boils down to one magic word: stress reduction. And I'm going to give you a method that's so easy. It's as easy as taking a pill, but it's natural and it's fast acting. It's going to produce game-changing benefits, not only in your brain and your ability to focus and the pain in your body, but it's going to change your mood, your happiness, your ability to enjoy the day. And it's going to help your sleep, and it's going to increase your muscle mass. It's going to help you reset your metabolism so that you can burn fat, so that you can actually start making these changes. You're going to have better digestion. So as you can tell, this solution works on so many processes, and it's going to give you the chance that you need to start making progress and breaking out. I don't really mind this rain. It's actually pretty nice. So let's jump right in. You know, I have to tell you my story. So when I was a young man in my 20s, I was thinking I'll do anything it takes for success. We'll move if it gets any heavier. I'll do anything that I need to do to be successful. And so I started my own massage business, and I just worked as many clients as I could. My first goal was $100,000. Let's move over here. My first goal was $100,000 a year. And so naturally, when you're doing massages, making only $100 a pop, that's a lot of massages that you have to do. And so I overworked myself, long story short. I started doing way too many sessions, and I was only getting 6 hours of sleep, and I got into this mode for years where I was just grinding, and I thought that that's how it had to be. I thought that this is just what it's like to be a hustler, to be self-employed, and I'm making my own way, and this is normal. I never questioned that maybe this isn't going to be worth it, because I didn't see where I was going to be going in a couple of years. Little did I know that it took 2 or 3 years, and then I started having this massive depression. We actually call it total body overload meltdown. So it's when your body's defenses in many different systems just get overloaded, and you just don't have any more vital reserves of energy and health, and you're completely depleted. And this results in you feeling everything that we talked about in the beginning of this video. Anxiety, depression, you can't focus, you can't even get an erection, you start getting erectile dysfunction, you can't digest meals, you're moody, you snap at people, and life gets horrible. You can't sleep, you have pain in your body, you start having allergies, you get sick more often. As you can tell, just so many systems of your body start getting completely thrown off. And at which point, you know, your mind is so strong, you want to keep on going and grinding and being that strong person. But at this point, you realize something's got to give. So it was then that I realized, you know, what's the point of making all this money? I actually saved up over $100,000 at that point. And I thought, what's the point of having all this money if I just feel like garbage every single day? And I feel depressed, and my customers started feeling it too. And so I said, I have to change something. And so I got so desperate when I was with this girl, who I was extremely attracted to, but I couldn't even please her. I couldn't, and I was so distraught. I was so emotionally disturbed that I couldn't do that, being like 27, that I said, everything about this has to change. And so I went on this mission to where instead of focusing on getting everybody else healthy, I had to focus on getting myself healthy. And so what did I do? I bought books and books and books on Ayurveda, Indian medicine. I started doing more yoga. I started looking into mental health because I understood that stress, physical stress, emotional stress, chemical stress, environmental stress, stress that you get from eating the wrong foods, from being with the wrong people. A business owner understands all these kinds of stresses, especially dealing with people, deadlines, employees, disappointments, loss of money because of underperformance or mistakes. All these things can really overload your system, and you start feeling like you're dying. And that's how I was feeling too. So I understand where you're coming from, even though I'm young and I'm healthy, and I have made a lot of progress in these areas. But I actually also came to a point where I actually didn't want to work out. And I was a gym guy, and that disturbed me so much, where my energy was so bad, I was in so much bodily pain, my sleep was so horrible, that I actually didn't want to go to the gym. Now, as crazy as that sounds, is the flip opposite of that coin is that when you feel good, when you feel normal, you want to go and lift some heavy weight. You have so much energy that you just feel like you've got to sprint. And that's what you can have. And that's what you will have if you follow the advice I'm giving you in this video. And so all I knew is that I needed some easy way, because I was very busy. I needed some easy way that would give me a boost in my energy, that would fix some of these problems, so that I start feeling like I can work again. Mind you, I had a physical job. I had to give people massages. And so what I discovered right off the bat, looking at Indian and Chinese medicine, is that there are certain classes of drugs that are actually foods. They have the same drugs that these pharmaceutical companies make their drugs after. And I got very interested in these powerful substances and compounds. They're actually called adaptogens. So I got so fascinated by adaptogens because they actually had the power to not only decrease the bad hormones in your body that are causing all kinds of disease and all these symptoms like cortisol, but they can boost testosterone, growth hormone, dopamine, and happiness hormones like oxytocin. And they can actually change the threshold of what stresses you out. So these herbs are actually called adaptogens, and they're very well scientifically studied. Like I said, they're as strong as prescription drugs. And so jumping into how they do it, they actually change how your brain perceives threat. So not only are they building up this internal army of defenses, we call it non-specific defense to all kinds of stresses. It's non-specific. So all these different systems of your body, every organ system, all different kinds of cells start upgrading and actually creating more reserves in like an army. So not only are you building these defenses, but it's also building, like I said, a threshold of what even you have to use the army against. So, for example, let's say you'd usually get stressed out just by being in traffic. So what these herbs do, they give you such a calming effect on your nervous system and your brain that they actually affect what's called the SAS, which is just your fight or flight or fear response. It increases the threshold of a stimulus that needs to hit you in order to even trigger the fight or flight or freeze response. So it's making you thicker skinned. That's basically what it's doing. And this is scientifically studied. It does this through the HPA axis, which means your brain, your pituitary, and the axis that affects how you're perceiving threat and fear and danger. So, the story of, okay, so the science is just fascinating. That's the physiology. The science and the story of how this got popularized in America is actually from the Russians. There was two scientists, doctors, and physiologists. They're all those things. And basically, they studied in the 1960s with a team of 1,200 scientists and doctors and pharmacologists. They studied 4,000 different plants. They conducted over 1,500 different clinical trials, and they published over 1,500 studies over the course of a decade. And they wanted to study the drug-like impact of plants. And out of these 4,000 plants that they studied over these 10 years, they found 12. 12 that substantially altered the body's response to stress. And that's what we're talking about, overall stress. And the beautiful thing about these 12 legendary herbs is that they impact so many of your bodily systems, and they build up such great defenses against stress in general, that they're actually not only improving your mental performance, but they're improving your physical performance, and they're preventing all kinds of diseases. So they're very good at preventing non-specific types of diseases like cancer, or diabetes, or insomnia, or chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia. All these diseases where if you go to a doctor, they'll say, well, we don't really know exactly what's causing this, so take this drug, and this should help. Not realizing that, multiple body systems are involved. It's not just one organ. It's not just your liver. It's not just your digestive system. It's not just your immune system. It's not just your nervous system. It's not just your musculoskeletal system. So you have to fix multiple systems to fix these problems a lot of the time. So maybe your insomnia isn't just a matter of taking one thing that acts on one aspect of your system. Maybe you have to fix your pain and your metabolic health and your nervous system and your hormonal health. It's not just one thing. And so to fix one of these problems, you have to fix many of these problems, which is why the adaptogens are so good. So what these two scientists did with their army after they found these 12 is they went on a massive campaign to leverage and monetize it. And what they did was they created a product and they sold it in the 1960s. And over 150 American athletes in the Olympics took their mix of adaptogenic herbs. And that's why we know about it here in America. So, for example, maybe you've heard of ginseng, ashwagandha, maca powder, shilajit. These things literally have drug-like effects on your testosterone, on your overall health, and we call them youth-producing. They're youth-producing. They extend your lifespan. They improve your performance. And that's why they're so powerful. I'm so passionate about them. When I started taking even just ashwagandha, I instantly found energy. Again, I wanted to work out. I wanted to get back into the gym. I started with 10, 15-minute workouts, something easy as that. But I found my focus was better, my digestion was better, my libido was better, my mood was better, and I just felt like a stronger person. And that's just one herb. There's literally dozens of these. And so when we're talking about stress reduction, there's a lot of different ways that we can come at it, but this is the low-hanging fruit. This is where I want you to start, because a lot of the time you feel so overwhelmed that to even start changing your nutrition or to start a new workout routine, there's so many unknowns. You don't know how to cook. You don't know what to buy. You have so many barriers in your brain about how difficult it is, why it failed before, it didn't work before. All these things are just such mental garbage and baggage that you actually end up not doing it because of all these question marks. Now, we're going to ruffle all those out and make it as simple as possible. I have tools and tricks, and I have ways to make it so simple, more simple than you even think. It's actually more simple than you're currently living. And I'm going to make it so easy for you, literally so easy for you to make those changes in your life, but I want you to start here. It's as easy as clicking the link below, downloading my list of top 5 adaptogens, choosing one of them, buying it from Amazon with one click, start taking it, and you're going to feel a difference in so many aspects of your body. And I'm going to provide all the evidence. So here's some scientific studies. I want you to start with ashwagandha. I want you to start with ashwagandha and some ginseng, some Chinese ginseng. If you start with those two, you're going to see massive differences in your energy, your mood, your ability to focus, your sexual health and libido, and your sleep. Boom! Just by taking a pill. These are very cheap supplements. I'm telling you, you can get 2 months supply of ashwagandha for under $20. I'm not trying to make money off of this. This is food. You're just buying food. This ginseng, you think ginseng is expensive? You can get over a month's supply for 15 bucks. You're an entrepreneur. You have to start investing in your health, because if you don't have your health and if you don't feel good, what's the point of having all this money anyways? You have to start valuing your health, how good you feel, getting rid of the pain in your body, being able to sleep, being able to work out and eat healthy, being able to have good emotions and to focus. This is going to increase your productivity at work, in your job, anyways. You're going to get better creative thoughts because your sleep is better. I'm telling you, this is the beginning point. This is the opening, the easy opening that you need, that you've been waiting for, is right here. This information. Think about it. Herbs that have been used for thousands of years in India and China. Billions of people that are still using them. Well researched over the millennia. Researched by the Russian Soviets for over 10 years. Their army of 1,200 men and women. All bringing the scientific evidence so that I can stand here today and tell you it's helped me and it will help you. So get my top 5 adaptogens that will change your life. Look at the scientific evidence and literature, and comment below any questions that you have. And tune in to all my next videos moving forward for the best tips to simplify your health journey. Because what's the mission here? The mission here is just to improve human performance and potential. That's the only thing that we're trying to do. I just want you to feel like yourself. I want you to feel the nectar of life. You deserve it. You've come so far. And you haven't come so far and helped so many people and achieved so much just to feel like trash in your own body. So stay tuned. This channel and me are all about improving your hormones like testosterone, improving your mood and your brain, and improving your sexual fitness, your sexual energy, so that you can be more productive and live life with all the juice and soak up what you've earned. Alright, I'll see you next time. God bless.